How's it going? I hope you're doing as good as I'm doing tonight. Oh man. Very hard workout today. Not that things went horribly, but bench actually flew. I can't really be mad about that at all, but man, it is so hard to pair any sort of heavy benching with clean and jerk, especially when you got to do anything more than a single clean and jerk in a row. Those doubles had me weak today. It was a struggle at the very least. But regardless, stayed committed. We're disciplined. We got through that shit. I had better form towards the end. I think I got the first set was pretty actually dog shit, but I think I only had really one hiccup along the way after that, and the rest of it was it was mainly just so much struggle on the jerk, because I feel like there's so much strain put on your shoulders when you have to bench and then you have to immediately do an Olympic lift, which I do purposefully. I've been training like this for a long time, so my body's gotten acclimated to it, and I don't do percentages that are too far out of the range to where it'll hurt me. But it's always going to be hard. I got to really dive in mentally, But beyond that, physically, we're going to give it a 7.5. Not a bad score. Not an 8, but those clean and jerks were not it today. I was very tired, and it was really hard to flip myself under that weight. But mentally, we can put it at a solid flat 8 instead. Make up for it a little bit, get that energy equaled out. But the main thing I want to touch on today is really embracing the hardest conversations, and not to say stuff with this. I don't really mean this as much as a material type thing, like with work or anything financially, but more emotionally and personally. It's really tough to have conversations with people that have either been struggling for a long time or that you have been struggling with for a long time because of the actions that they have put onto you or others. And it's always hard to really truth bomb certain individuals that just either are in denial or don't. It just goes over their head, But I've been experiencing this for, I want to say, a solid, it's going to be 7 years in 3 weeks. We're almost 21 now, so whippy, I can drink and not get illegal. I'm not going to be an illegal drinker anymore, but I haven't drank in a minute because I care more about the gym than fucking myself up. Beyond the point, I've talked a little bit about me and my dad going back and forth, but there's always been this large divide between him and me and my brothers and my mother, where his life has been built upon the financial responsibility that he has put onto himself through his family, and it has led to him neglecting his own responsibilities emotionally and personally, not just with us but with himself as well, because he's made his own responsibilities the responsibility of taking care of everybody else. When I get it, when we're kids, you got to worry a lot. Parents are always going to worry. But when you are negatively impacting your child's life, and we're all adults, we're supposed to go out and live our own life. That's the whole point of being a parent. You get us out of the house so that we can take on the world without their support. Of course, it's always going to be there, and that's what's so good about being a good parent. But you can't, when a person truly becomes independent and truly becomes an individual for themselves, trying to make a life for themselves and build a family and a career outside of those that raised them, it can become hard for people that have lived in this sort of mindset. And my dad specifically is narcissistic about it, because it becomes a who owes who more. It becomes a battle of, oh, I've put this much money into you for so many years, you should be doing whatever I want. And it's that's not how life works. We're all individuals, and I get it. If you don't want to make drama, or you're just what type of person that isn't going to fight that fight just so that you can make sure that you make it out financially stable throughout college or high school or whatever, however long you're with that family member, I get it. It's a hard thing to bite off and figure out for yourself. But I've gotten to the point where like the amount of money that you are given when you're an adult, it becomes less significant. Not in the fact that it's not important, and I will always respect the amount of support that I've been given financially and appreciate that, but it cannot be something that's dangled over a child's head just for the sake of being like, oh, well, I was there for you all those years, what are you doing for me? And it's like, this is not a give and take life. It's a life where I think at the bare minimum, I hope some people can at least relate to this or hopefully agree, that if you're a parent and you choose, by the way, to have kids, a choice that was not the child's itself, then the bare minimum of that relationship is the financial support. It should not be the crux of your relationship, and it should not be what you dangle over their heads for the next 18 years. It creates trauma and a circle of endangerment towards future generations that they create. It's learned behavior, and that's what's so unfortunate about it. But beyond that, I have finally become independent in my own ways. I am still working on the financial, of course. It's always a longer road than you'd want it to be, but I'm confident in myself enough to where I know I could figure it out if I needed to. But I have enough support to where I don't need to rush into it just yet, which is so great, and I'm so thankful for that. Because goddamn, it's hard to do it without. And I have a lot of friends and a lot of loved ones that did not get that support, and it sucks seeing people go through that. And I feel like you see enough people go through that, why would you want that for your kid? But anyway, at the bare minimum, I think you should be there financially. But then beyond that, it's supposed to be a life of emotional and personal development between the two individuals, regardless of you being better as friends or better as parent and son or whatever, parent and daughter. You're supposed to build that relationship off the emotional and personal bond throughout the 18 years that you raise them to become their own person. The whole point of being a parent is to create an individual with individuality. And when my life gets turned into, you need to take care of the family, and the family's going to be your responsibility one day, and I'm like, no, the hell it's not. My life is my responsibility, but whatever my family members do to pick up their own pieces in life, that's up to them. I'm going to try to make it seemingly as easy as possible and give them as much support as possible to make it to where they can do that. But I'm not the one who's putting those pieces together. It's them, because they have their own brain in their head. You can't just control everybody like robots. That's what's so unique about humanity. But the reason I bring up having these hard conversations is because it's happening in 30 minutes. Everything's finally come full circle. People could say that that's unfortunate because it's hard to deal with, but I think it's a good thing, and it is going to make me stronger, and I am confident enough now to know that I am going to be okay no matter what happens in this conversation. Whoever cuts off who, or whoever supports who, it is like my life is about me. Now I'm always going to support those that support me, because that's just I love that kind of a relationship, and I always want to be the best person I can, individually and emotionally. I will always try my best to be financially stable for myself and my family that I have in the future, hopefully. But my own life is my own responsibility, and with that, I gotta take care of my own life. I gotta be selfish about my own life in the sense of making sure it's the best that it can be without other people dragging me down. Like this has been dragging me down for the past 7 years. It's too long. And while you're an underage kid, before you move out, it's really hard to understand where all these feelings are supposed to go or what they're supposed to mean. But I'm now at the point where I know I'm good. I will always have something figured out. I will always be happy. I will always be together with the ones that I care about the most. And it is up to my father, just not to be, I don't mean to be specific, but it's just what I'm dealing with right now. But it's up to him. It's his choice on if he wants to be there emotionally for me. And I hope he's there financially as well. But it is not up to me for him to right the wrongs that he's created. It is up to me to choose whether or not I want to support what he becomes in the future. And so I know that I'll be always okay, And so if he thinks that he's going to pull it around, good. I'll support him as much as I can without hindering my own life. But he's got to understand that it's up to him now. You know, I want to be the guy that can always be there and can always give him the support that I wish I could give him. But we got to have these hard conversations in order to show what is truly being felt. And more so that the individuals involved can truly move on, regardless of how negative or positive the situation becomes. So I have no expectations. I don't need an apology because I've been living for myself for a long time now, and I know I got my shit together. So if he's gonna get his shit together, then fuck, I would love to have a solid relationship with who's supposed to be my father, you know? So got very personal there. I don't mean to laugh it off. I'm not doing that to make it seem like it's not important, but I've been through the loop enough times to know there's one of two ways that this is going to go, and regardless of those ways, I'm going to come out on top for myself, not for anyone else. So, you know, whoever relates to this, like, I'm not religious, but God bless you, my guy. Like, I promise you will get through it. You will be happy. You will figure it out as long as you stay true to yourself and you keep close to the ones that truly care about you. But, you know, whether you've been through it or you're going through it or you haven't gotten through it, you know, just take care of yourself. Know that you're what's important in your life, and whatever you're able to give to people after that, the support you're able to dish out once you've got your shit together, that's what makes it so nice to support others. It's the fact that you have the ability to, and the free emotional space in your brain to not take on their responsibilities, but to support them in their actions to take on their own responsibilities themselves. So, hard conversations suck ass, but it's not that long, and I'm a truth teller. So, you know, regardless of what happens, I'm nervous, but I'm gonna do what I always do and just speak the truth. And if it reaches, it reaches. If it doesn't, I'm still the same me. So that's what matters to me. If you relate to it or not, it's up to you. Take it with a grain of salt. But Panda Express is being devoured tonight, and that'll be fun. That'll make me feel better. So regardless, enjoy yourself, you know? Don't think too hard, and just enjoy your life, you know? It's not that long, and having other people drag it down is a waste of time, in my opinion. So that's all I got. See you.